All right, we are back with our next episode of the Avexia Exchange. Avexia's podcast, we talk about all things fitness, wellness, and community. And we have a dear, dear friend on the podcast today. But before we get into that, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well. You know, this is the moment I've been waiting for, having Darya Folsom.
We're both very, very excited. So last week was your podcast, the healing part of your podcast. How do you feel, on the other side of that? We talked about your first part of your podcast was all of sort of the things you've been dealing with to make you who you are. And then the second part, which was really powerful, was the healing part.
You know, it's I finally understood what it's like to feel complete. And I felt like I'm complete. I did a really important thing for myself. I faced my fears, let everybody know about me. But more importantly, let everybody know what they can learn from my experience.
Yeah. And you've had some people come up.
Completion.
Wait, so you, because I'm interested now because I've never told my story publicly.
Yeah.
And that's what you did?
That's what I did.
He laid it all out there, all of it. I would encourage you and anybody listening to watch his first one and then watch the second one, which I think is going to drop in a couple of weeks. But it'll drop before this one.
Wait, did you feel different walking around then?
I do.
You feel naked? Because like now, I mean.
Exposed.
Yeah.
Which is naked.
Yes.
But I've had a member yesterday, he was amazing. I pulled in to the parking lot, and he actually, the timing was impeccable. He came up to me, he said, I have Warren, and I said, yeah. He said, I just thought it was the right time. I watched your podcast, and he looked at me for 30 seconds, and then just thanked me and hugged me for 30 seconds, and just said it just was an amazing podcast, and he was very happy that I did it.
So something in that touched him.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you what it was per se, but something touched him.
It was good. It was good for me to feel that purpose.
That's cool.
And this is what I feel what we built with Avexia is the purpose. And we couldn't meet people like you if we didn't have this place.
And that was one of the inspirations of this podcast. I mean, yeah, it was for Warren and I to tell versions of our story and how we created the club and all that sort of stuff. Right. But we have so many interesting members like you.
This place.
It's like an endless stream of great guests.
This is amazing.
That's a good segue. Our guest today is our dear, dear friend, Darya Folsom.
Yeah, I mean, I remember just real quick,
you guys are immediately my best friends, by the way. As is, well,
it was 20 years ago. I remember it's every morning you're in my bedroom and in my living room, and
she's in your bedroom every morning.
Don't tell Lisa that.
Is Lisa know this?
That's right. That's right. And you're most vulnerable, right? You were probably naked eating breakfast. God knows what viewers
Jell-O
are.
specifically.
Right, okay. So wait. So 20 years ago, you're watching the news.
Yeah, but I just see every morning.
And I'm a stranger, obviously. I'm just on the TV. And then you met me in real life here, or like, how did that? Was that weird?
It was when you came in for the first tour. Remember, I'm the one who gave you the tour.
Yeah. But so were you?
It was surreal. It was surreal.
Why? Because I'm here in person and I was on the TV for 20 years. Or like, I'm just wondering from your end why that's weird.
Well, it's something that Scott and I built. We wouldn't meet these amazing quality people if we didn't have this place. You know, I wouldn't ever come up to you because I respect people's fame, their time, whoever they are. And I would, if I saw you in a public place, I would go, oh, that's Darya. But here, you came in to our house and we connected and we became really good friends. So it's that.
Anyway, and we have a funny story about your partner. Was he with her when they came in?
No, he came separately.
He came separately.
He did not think we were going to. His old girlfriend. She's not with us anymore.
I don't remember her, but I remember him.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened?
And Warren gave him the tour, and we've come to know him and love him as well. And we have so much admiration for his business acumen, but we didn't know who he was at the time.
Right.
And I remember saying to Warren, "This isn't going to work. This place is not going to work."
He did not like
because
our model.
It was still a construction zone. So he didn't see it yet.
And he said, I don't think this is
What are you guys doing? You shouldn't do this. It's COVID. Right. It's not going to work. Gyms don't work.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I understand your feelings and I respect it, but here we are.
But it's not, it's a gym, but it's not a gym.
No,
I hesitate to even call it a gym anymore.
No, I don't even call it a gym.
It's not.
It's like my home.
Never. But every time we have dinner, every time I see him, he always says, I just can't believe what you guys did. You guys hit it out of the park.
Love that man, by the way.
He's great.
So I call him the Studley Buddha because I didn't know this at the time, but actually it was like a medium psychic kind of person said, you're going to learn a lot from this person. And I thought, well, okay, whatever, and she didn't know who he was. And she was like, because they get messages, right? But they're not with your life. They just get messages from another field. And so she's like, I will call him the president. And I'm like, I don't know why she's calling. I will call him the president. And food is going to be a very important part of your life. And you're going to learn a lot. And I'm sitting there going, lady, okay, first of all.
Wait, this is before you met him?
Yeah. I go,
he's a restaurateur, it turns out.
Yes, I'm like, lady, I don't care about food. I don't cook. I don't know food. Okay, so that's like not in my world.
Yeah.
And then secondly, he's the president. What does that mean? Well,
president of his company.
He was the CEO. Right. So like there's weird things.
So funny,
isn't
man.
that funny?
Yeah.
And I am learning a lot through him, not necessarily because he's teaching me anything, but it's kind of like we were talking about. We all learn from each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I learn from where he is, where you are, who you are. I learn from that as you share with me. Okay, like on the podcast, like you said last week, you shared with people. That guy who went into the parking lot and was like, man, thanks. He learned about himself from you.
That's right. That's right.
It's kind of cool.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Not knowing that, but I just felt it.
Right.
I love genuine people.
Yeah.
And it was just a beautiful moment.
Can we say his name?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I love Scooter. We love Scooter. We love watching his evolution too, as a spiritual being. So, we had all these notes. So Darya Folsom. Many people back to
He's
Darya
so
Folsom.
good. You're a good interviewer. Go ahead.
If that name rings a bell, it's because you're one of those people that get up at 5 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Well,
once a couple hours.
to turn on the news to get you to find
Yes.
out, you're one of those people that wake up, you'll appreciate to listen to how bad the world is at 5 o'clock in the morning to start your day.
Yeah.
So Darya was the primary anchor for Cron News for how many years? 27 years.
And rocked it too.
38 years in the TV business.
Yep.
There's almost 40-year career all on TV news, and 27 here. And most of it, some was reporting, then some was like evening anchoring, and then here in San Francisco in the Bay Area, it was morning anchor, which means you're up at 2:33 in the morning. And you know everything. You're just downloading all kinds of news and information.
Yeah.
And then because I want to be ready, so that the second you wake up, War, in the morning at 5 or 6 a.m.
At 3.
I can't.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for Darya at 5. Like, goddamn.
But you can know everything, and so I have to act like I had been up for hours, right? I'm already dressed in some bright pink dress,
Yeah.
and makeup on, and you're like, oh, dude, what's up? Like bleary-eyed, and then my day is over at like say 11 a.m. And then I call it my second day begins.
Yeah.
Because most people, I've been awake while you're sleeping, and so now it's like, oh, I go to work in the dark. I go to work before anybody's up. So I actually when I leave work, that's the beginning of a new day for me. So I get 2 days out of a day.
Oh, wow.
So like I transport to work
That's really cool.
in the dark. Nothing has happened. No one's awake. This day exists in the studio, which is weird because that's artificial. So I haven't really had my day yet.
Yeah.
I'm still in this weird no time, no place studio day, giving you sort of other people's things that happen in the world.
Wow.
Then I step out of the studio, and that's like the day, and that's like my day of you with your coffee, waking up, having breakfast. Then I get out, and then I'm like, oh, here's the day. Now I see people.
Yeah.
I talk to people. Because in the studio, there's nobody. It's just me in a vacuum, me and my co-anchor. Right? So that's weird. It's 2 days out of one.
I have a million questions about your life as a news anchor.
Okay.
But let's bring it up to 30,000 square feet.
Kind of like
30,000
starstruck by
feet.
that.
Well,
Who are you?
no. I mean, I dig it. No, what do you
wanna
want
go
to?
in it? Yeah.
No, what do you want to ask me?
We want to
about?
know who you are.
What are you curious? No,
All right, so let's start with,
like you've never. Have you ever
Well, first of
known
all,
a news anchor? Like,
No,
what would you
I
like to
haven't.
know?
All right, so let's
Okay.
start with how in the world did you wake up at 3 a.m. for 30 years?
Yeah.
Honestly. And not lose your mind. How did you, how does it change your circadian rhythm? Like, what time did you go to bed? Like,
Yeah.
and stay so fit.
Yeah. So, okay.
And live in an artificial environment like that.
Right.
Right.
All
And then all of these people that are waking up all your team waking up at the same time.
Yeah, we crawl, in the night and arrive.
It was like jugs of coffee kind of thing.
So it's interesting. My view has been, I think people are circadian rhythms. You have your own thing. So night people, morning people, right? So I know that I am a morning person. I've always known that, but I also came to view this 3 a.m. is this magical special time.
Yeah, it is.
Because unlike when you wake up and turn the TV on, look at me, the world's already been up. Oh my God, all this shit has happened. Oh my God, right? But when I wake up, I'm untouched. And so it's a beautiful time of day, and it's a magical time. Nothing has been in the way of me and my unconscious, state and my magical spiritual state. There's been no interrupter between waking. It's seamless, right? I wake up and now, so nothing has been put into me. It's kind of like being a kid. When a baby is born, it's born with all of the magic in it. Like War, you were born the way you were born, as creative and looking at things your way and feeling a way and having whatever your spirit was and what you're drawn to. And then slowly the world, first as parents and adults, all well-meaning, because we're all just doing the best we can at any given moment, and events start happening to you. So the outside world and your family starts happening to you. And so because those things are happening to you, you are taking that in, and it's not so much what happens to you, what you're told, how you're raised in the world, but it's what you think of yourself because of it that makes you you at any point in time. So if something terrible happens to you, for me, you could call it terrible, I don't. But let's say something happened to me when I was a kid. My mom left us. My mom was our caretaker. My parents were divorced. And I had just turned 16 and my little sister was 13. And my mom, I called it, ran away from home. So you could, from that experience, go, wow, I'm unloved, right? I can't count on anyone. I am, I don't know what, lonely. There's so many things you could say, whatever you think. I'm unlovable, probably would be a big one. I don't know. I have no one to raise me. I'm scared. I'm in a fearful world. I don't know what to do, right? So a thing happened and somebody decided things about themselves because of that thing. Now, I decided about myself, I guess because of luck or I don't know what, in my programming. I just was like, this isn't about me. I knew already this isn't about me, so it's not that I'm unlovable, right?
I'm sorry. It just I know this about you. It's so funny. It's you have this thing that's just like a stream of consciousness, right? And we can roll with it, right? Or I can try to control it as a moderator, right? What does this have to do with waking up at 3 a.m? And that magical spiritual time at 3 a.m.
Okay, so I'm getting to that.
Because I know you would.
So what I'm saying is, all of those things that happen to you, they mean something to who you become because of what you've thought of yourself because of that, right? So my mom leaves, and I think of myself because of that. I'm lucky. I'm independent. What 16-year-old wants a mom around anyway? Who needs her, right? I'll do my own thing now. I got to raise myself. I get to, so I think about all of the positives in that, and looking at her as an example. Oh my God, she went to follow a guru and love and to discover her life and experience. So I get this model of a woman who is going to try to evolve. Now, there were kids that needed her. So, there's that line between what's for you and what's for someone else. So there's line of, what is selfishness? What is not selfishness? What is, right? So anyway, so all that stuff. So what does that have to do with 3 a.m? It's really important. What has to do with 3 a.m. is why I say after 40 years of doing the news that you should not start your day with the news.
Yeah.
Because that magical hour, as I told you, is like birth, okay? And so you are being reborn every day. Thank God I woke up today. That's a birth.
So people think I'm crazy too when I say I get up at 3 a.m. religiously, sometimes 2:32,
Okay, sure.
right? And I say the same thing. At 3 a.m, everybody's sleeping, and it's the most peaceful time for me. And that's when I do my meditation. So I totally understand what you're
but
saying.
You could get that anytime. It doesn't have to be 3.
You're right.
Okay.
There's something about the being up when everybody's sleeping with no distractions.
You guys are looking at it, you're looking at it as
My perspective.
right. So here's the thing is, what I've learned is, it's not that the hour is giving me the magic. It's that, again, how are you starting the day?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, don't start your day with the news. I'm not saying don't watch the news. I mean, listen to me, I'm saying don't start. Because you've created a way you're starting the day, and you found you're able to do it at 3 a.m. You could also do it at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I wake up
You
at,
don't
I wake
have
up at
to
6 or
download-
6:30. My version of
Correct.
that, which I just told Kyla this
Yes.
week, and I told you, I had a terrible weekend, right?
Okay.
We had floods at the club.
Yes.
Maria, it was just like horrific weather.
Yes.
And I was getting all stressed about the business
Right.
and
Right, when
reputation
you
and all
woke
sort of
up.
stuff.
Yes,
And I had
yes.
other stuff going on. I was really in a funky ass place
Yes.
this weekend. But then I woke up on Monday morning, it was all gone because I was reborn again.
Well,
Which is to the point what you're saying.
In the middle of the flood, though, Scott, you could have woken up Saturday morning and Sunday morning the same way. In other words, what I'm telling you is, despite the news or the problems or the floods, the moment you wake up, is that the time that you want to immediately turn on and go,
No, I'm totally
flood,
with
right?
you. But
Okay.
I'm saying what I'm reading from what you're saying is what I always say is what a difference a day makes.
Well,
What a difference a day makes.
I
I could have had the
say-
shittiest day possible yesterday. I wake up this morning, and depending on how I
Okay.
want to start my day, it's not like it didn't happen, but it doesn't have any of the charge that it had.
well, what I'm going to tell you is the day of the flood could have been the same great day. And it's all about the way you wake up. Because if the day of the flood,
It's harder when you have 1,700 members.
no,
though.
because you know
their
what?
mind,
How effective are you? If you spent 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, waking up the way you woke up Monday morning. Thank God I'm waking up.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. I have a gift. I am born. I've got my faculties. You are so much more effective and open and creative and solve problems and calm and than you would have been had you woken up and said, flood, email. It's whatever it is, even if it's just 2 minutes. You got 1,700 people wanting to get into the gym. The way you're going to deal with that, you are a better conduit for everything that you're gifted with, War and Scott. And you guys are gifted with greater minds than mine about, for example, running a business, dealing with a flood. How am I going to, all those things, right? So you got this gift because that's your job. And you give yourself those 2 minutes, half hour, whatever your normal thing is, in the middle of a disaster. And you are then like, things are at your fingertips that might not have been. Because if you woke up with the flood, then that's the only thing you see. But if you wake up knowing that all things are possible, you just, and that's why I say don't start your day with
So I
news.
have a question for you. I didn't mean to cut you off. So you get up this early that when you're with Kron. Everything's great, but knowing that you're going to go in and hear all this shit that you have to articulate to the public, all this negative, terrible stuff.
Okay.
I mean, how do you carry that?
But okay,
Knowing that you're going to get this information, you have to let everybody know what's happening in
it's
the world.
the same, but where it's the same thing. I only came to the point of saying don't start your day with the news, whether you get up at 3 or 4 or 7 or 10, whenever you get up, because I used to get up like you got up on flood day. I used to get up like you're explaining. I got up at 3 and I was like, okay, I need to know what's going on. And I digested everything and I got everything and I went and I told everything. And only when I really started to evolve, which was about when I saw how powerful the mind is, and that was about when a very close person in my life had a mental breakdown. Remember, I told you I began a search for psychological, spiritual, meditative, perspective changing things. And that search brought me to this point where after, say, it was maybe 5 years ago. So I'm in the business 38 years. So only 5 years ago did I go, wait a second. I'm not going to start my day with the news just because, as you said, war. Oh, yeah, but in an hour you have to give it. There's a flood. In an hour you got to. No. I'm going to start my day with me, with the magic of life, connecting to those talents, my God-given, so like, and once I started doing that, the flood will still be there in 5 minutes, guys. The news will still be there when I get to Kron. I'm a better person if I start my day as a person. And so that's what I started doing. And I realized it was changing my life. It was still there. The news was there. I didn't need to do it the second I opened my eyes. And so that's why I'm telling you, do all the things you need to do. Be aware of the news. Deal with the flood, right? Do your business. Work out. Do everything. Raise your kids. Do it after you tend to the most important thing.
Well, yeah, you have
which
to
is that you're alive. Okay, number one, like just take a moment, right? That's a big fucking thing.
Yeah, it's that's why I work out at 5 a.m. or before we open because that's my time.
Okay,
and it is solitude.
You've carved out something that works for you.
Exactly, right? So people find their own dopamines.
Yes.
Right, but for me, it's going to be a solitude. Maybe that's I'm an introvert, but I need to be alone. I need to get within. So it's the meditation portion.
Okay.
And then it is what it is when I do it. But then it's always come into the club to work out. It's always been a 5 a.m.er.
Yeah, this has changed your life.
Yes.
This has changed.
What about you?
But you guys, by changing what you've done, War, and so I did too 5 years ago. When did you start doing this?
When I was 17.
Well, no. When did you start changing this whole thing about your solitude?
4 years ago.
Okay. What I'm saying is trace it to that. Now say, am I a better person? Am I a better husband? Does my wife appreciate more?
For sure.
Am I a better friend? Am I a better listener? So look at how you've improved. Did you always jump out of bed, Scott, and hit a balance sheet and hit a calculator?
No. I always, yeah.
When did you change?
I've been waking, except when I was starting my career, where I had to get up early for whatever reason. I created a life where I woke up whenever I wanted.
Not the time. How you
Which
wake
means
up.
that waking up however I wanted means waking up when I wanted and in the environment that I wanted.
Okay.
And I never jumped into. I've never seen you on TV as an example.
Right.
I've never been up at 5 a.m. unless I was catching a flight, just as an example. You know what I mean? And so I don't turn on the news. I don't get consumed with any of that bullshit. It's been, I won't say I've been my whole life, but some version of that.
So when did you do something, change something in your life that had a real effect, like we're talking about, that made you a better friend, a better listener, a better business person, a better partner?
Yeah, that was easy. August 2018, stopped drinking. I mean, that was
okay. There you go.
That's
You
pretty
could
big
see.
deal.
You could think. Okay.
Yeah. That's fun, everything. But let's go back to the life in the newsroom.
Our
people want to go back to life in the newsroom.
But that's huge.
Man.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, okay.
So you and the rest of your staff crawl into the newsroom at 4 and 3:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning, like. I guess the producer tell us what it's like. The producer says, "Here's how do you download everything you're going to have to read on the." And how long was your shift, by the way?
No, so
was it like 2 hours?
My show was 5 hours long.
5 hours.
The only rests were the 2-minute commercials.
And did you know what was coming mostly for the 5 hours, or are you just reading stuff off the teleprompter you've never seen before?
So I also changed that about my professional life too. I used to write and rewrite the stories and get the wording right because you want the story to be clear and concise.
So you had input on.
Well, you're editing as you go.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for two reasons. One, you don't want to mess up. You want to get the words right. You want to say the right things. You want to know how to pronounce things. And two, you want things to be structured like a TV news story, like not in a newspaper. It's a different style of writing. TV news is, I always describe, you know what the story is and how to say it. If you just pick up your phone, what would you say to your mom? Mom, you know, the Avexia exits are closed because there's been a flood. They think it'll be open at, 10 a.m. They're not sure. Stay tuned. That story's done.
Yeah.
I don't need to know anything else. I don't. So, because you got to cut out, these are 20-second stories, man. You don't have a 5-page article. So anyway, I changed though. I was realizing that I was expending a lot of energy, and I was, it was making it not fun. I mean, to me, the fun and the magic, in over 5 hours, you've got to do the same story, 5, 10, 20
right,
times. Sometimes
right.
I'm talking about breaking news for hours on end with almost no information. So what am I doing?
Right.
So I changed, and I, as I got more skillful at anchoring, the technicality of anchoring, digesting, reading, writing, knowing, right? So there's that whole journalism part. As I got better at that, I got more comfortable with I'm just going to think, learn, comprehend, and speak. And if it's an interview, it's the same thing. You sit down and you're talking about what's going on in the stock market, let's say. And I'll say, I don't know anything about the stock market, or I don't know, nuclear fusion. Or we talked to an astronaut the other day, right? So the astronaut comes on, and I don't do any prep work. I don't, because I can't know everything. I don't know everything. I don't know anything. The older I get, the less I know.
How did you not take home some of that just crazy drama, like sad news that you had to report?
Well,
that must be very difficult.
Well, one second. Just on the technical part of interviewing people and reading news and how to convey that. So I would listen to what the person was saying, and then that would lead me to the next question. I landed on the moon and we made this great discovery, and I'd be like, wow, well, was it easy to land? Do you have to use a landing strip, or can you land anywhere?
When you're interviewing somebody live at a breaking scene,
like an
situation.
astronaut.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna that just came to me. I'm thinking to myself, man, I guess I would worry about the landing. Is the landing scary? Like, what if you land too fast? Will you blow up? Or there's no gravity. Maybe you won't blow up.
You had full latitude to ask questions in a live interview?
You always have latitude.
Yeah.
Just like in life.
Yeah.
You ask any question you want. And so why would you not?
Because your producer's saying, hey, don't go there, or go this other place.
I don't
with
care.
The question.
That's not why I'm
we're just curious how it works.
No, that's what the answer is to the producer.
Yeah.
Because this is my 3 minutes or 4 minutes. You can say rap, but you can't tell me what to ask.
Yeah.
Not you, the astronaut I'm interviewing. I will not answer questions about landings. And not the producer. They are allowed to say, this is a 4-minute interview. You are allowed to say, Scott, I'll be interviewed. And I go, great. What are the questions? No.
Yeah.
Are you plugged in with they have an ear thing in your ear? So they're
right, they got the ear thing, and they'll
sometimes?
say 30 seconds, so you got to wrap it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you get very good at knowing how much time you have, and you get very good at listening. Mm-hmm. And so you let the interview go where it's going to go. And that's why every interview with the same person, that astronaut will then talk to Channel 2, and my interview on Channel 4 will get completely different.
Totally.
And you know what? My interview, I aim, when I talk to the astronaut, you can Google the fact that they just broke a record for days in space. That's not why I'm doing the interview. So Channel 2, another interviewer, I guess what I would pride myself on is another interviewer would look at the sheet and they would go, you broke the record. How does it feel? How long did it take to break the record? They would look at all the questions that were given to them by NASA. You're the first woman to break the record. How did that feel? How long did you have to study to be an astronaut? I throw that shit out. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Instead, I do this interview where I ask about things I didn't know. Like, how do you land a thing? Like, will it blow up, or is there no gravity? Maybe it won't. And then I also always look for the person, and I go like, oh my God, like, did you always like space? Or, what caused you to even think about space? Like, I like it on Earth. Why do we want to go there? Mm-hmm. Or, and I like to ask them something I call it like cueing or teeing it up for their personality to come through. Like ask them something funny. Like when I was talking about not Dianne Feinstein. Oh my God, Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, and I'm talking to the professors of policy and experts in government and all of this, and I'm like, do you have her number? Like, can you call her? And oh yeah, I can, but I'm not giving it to you. And then you get these. Well, thank you for talking to us. Can we call you if we have? So like you're just a person talking to a person.
Right.
So that makes a difference. And then number two, what you were asking more about delivering bad news. And
not taking it home with you. Just like that must be the hardest thing in the world with murder cases or children being molested, whatever it is. Like reporting on something that's so so deep, and how do you not like ruminate with that? It's hard. It's like a highway patrol officer when you first to a scene of a casualty. It's like, how do you not take that?
I've changed in that way as well. And when I was a reporter, and well, I have a thing about a fire chief, for example. There's a deadly fire. I'm a reporter. I'm out on the scene, and we're supposed to say, where was the dead body found? Who was it? What do you know? Do you know the cause of the fire? How many ladders were used? Thank you. And soon I started understanding that the story is, wow, who found the person? Is this your first deadly fire that you've ever been on? Oh yeah, it is. I'm sorry. What did that feel like? And suddenly you've got a firefighter talking to you, and as you can hear my voice, I'm thinking about that firefighter going, I've never seen anything like this, and I've got a whole career ahead of me where I'm going to be, in some cases, saving people, but in some cases not.
Yeah.
And so now I've, as an anchor, a person who's just read the news, I have a different experience of that story. And so when I go and I do a story, I'm always thinking about the deeper level of what it means to me, which is why, and back to you, Scott, I'm not reading the script. And it doesn't matter what's coming, and I'm not reading ahead, because how can I possibly know? It's not a play, it's not a movie. So I stopped practicing because it doesn't matter if I mess up my words. That's not important. That I said your name wrong doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm speaking, I'm listening, I'm comprehending, and I'm conveying. And that's the job of every human speaking with a person, and every anchor and every reporter. And so everything changed. And I guess and so I look back at this whole career and say, I've never told my story before. War, like you said, last week I told my story for the first time for all these people. I've always been telling other people's stories on the news. But have I? Because it's been with my comprehension, understanding, perspective, and then spitting it out to you, I am sharing myself, what I'm learning and how I'm feeling and reacting to this, that I'm tearing up because I've talked to this or did the story on the fire or right? So I am sharing myself in a way, again, with a time cue in my ear, but also all of those years of reading those stories, the murders, the politics, the shit, the fights, right? That has made me who I am and allowed me to go, gosh, this story is just trying to show two people fighting. It's not really. So by you listening to the story then, the way that story was written and put on TV, as soon as you watch it, it's made for you to go, yeah, you're stupid for thinking that. Oh, what a bad decision. It's made to divide you. And so if you're not careful when you consume the news, all it's going to do, instead of informing you and helping you become a different person, like I felt on that fire, the way you view that news, or it's given to you and you ingest it, is going to make you feel more afraid or more alone or more upset or more angry, or right? It's
Well, there's a lot in there, and I'm hearing a couple different things from you. I'm hearing that you, on the one hand, had latitude to sort of let the story unfold the way you wanted to through your questions, but at the same time, you're saying, I have latitude to go in a flow state with whoever I'm interviewing to get to the real story. Yeah. I can edit the notes of what the producers are giving me and so forth. But on the other hand, you're also saying there's almost a predetermined version of the news that we're forced to sort of expose ourselves to.
Yeah.
Talk about how the news is delivered.
So,
who makes these decisions? Why do they make them the way they do? How much restriction are you under to because you were just talking in the break, in our little break, about how your breaks during the news, you were talking about the real crux of the story.
Right.
Not the actual 20-second.
It's painful.
You guys, this is insane. Because you're bringing me now, and you're saying these questions you're asking, who's determining? Why? What is it about? What are we doing? How is this helping people? No, the news. Like, you're like, what the hell? What the hell, man? Can I say fuck? What the fuck?
Yes.
Because hell, I wouldn't say it.
Because today's news is not helping
So,
people.
yes, oh my God, this is insane, Scott. This is how my career ended.
And how does it feel to be able to speak like this?
This is how my career ended.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that last thing you just said?
Because the news is not helping us. The way the news is delivered
Oh my God.
is not helping us.
My memory. I got to this wonderful point of being 60 years old, and I feel so much wiser and smarter than I am. But the one downfall is I can't remember what you literally just said. Wait, say it again. Say it again.
The news is not making us happy.
Thank you. Okay.
Let's talk about the forces.
I'm so bad. I have no more brain left. I've become so awakened, and at the time that I've lost my mind. Okay.
So Darya Folsom is
just at the time that I've lost my mind. I can't tell you the answers, but I have them all. This is what happened to me. This is why I lost my job. Oh my God. Okay. All right, let me try to bring here up to
This is why you lost your job.
Yes, this is why I lost my job.
Speaking the truth.
And
feelings?
because why I lost my job is why nothing's going to change. Okay, here's the thing. So it took me this long to get where I am, right? To understand, don't start your day with the news, and to ask these questions you're asking, like, how is this helping anyone? And being the anchor I am, which is different, right? And I said, I give you a different interview than you'd get over there. So I get to this point in my life, in my career, and I'm 60, and it's all clicking, right? I'm now able to offer people more. I'm on the news. I'm doing these interviews, something that other people can't do because everybody's different, right? And every interview is different. So I have this value, right? So I go to Cron, and we're talking about I have a new contract coming up. And I've been doing for 27 years the morning news. And I go, guys, I have a great idea. I'm like, as usual, I'm full of great ideas if you see them that way. But if you don't, they're not so great.
Right.
So I thought it was brilliant. So I was like, I was on fire. And I went to my new general manager, and I was like, oh my God, I have all these great ideas. James and I, this is my partner, we've been together for a long time, right? We have we're both, everybody's 25 to 35, and I'm 60. So everybody brings a different perspective to things. So the kids that are writing and producing and reporting, and everybody's young. But I think that adding people's where they are in life adds to something. So I'm doing it, right? I'm in a groove, and I'm like, this is amazing. I have so much to give. So I'm talking to the GM, and I'm like, listen, I have a great idea. When new contract's coming up, let's shape up this thing where I have an expanded role, where I can do interviews about transformation. Because as I was saying to you, I learn from other people telling me, like you just said, remember when I said, what changed your life? And you go, December, whatever, 18th, the day I stopped drinking. Now I'm transformed because you told me how you transformed. Like, we're all learning from each other. Like, that was huge for me. Just, right? So I'm like, okay. And he says, oh, this sounds amazing. We can I anchor 5 hours, maybe instead, because I'm the face of Crown for 27 years. I mean, there's people respect me, they know me, they believe me, and I value that. Like, I feel so honored, and I guess they think I'm smarter than I am, because I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of my job. I'm just asking questions, learning things, and telling you. So anyway, but people relate to that and they like that. And when I mess up, they're like, cool. I don't know, whatever it is. I feel very blessed, right? That I can make a living this way and that people watch. So I'm like, listen, we should use my star power, meaning like that I'm identified with Kron, I'm the face of Kron, and we should expand it. And so I can, and he's troubleshooting with me, going, yeah, like maybe you are anchoring, instead of these 5 hours, you're anchoring these 2 or 3 hours, and we kind of morph the show. Maybe we even change the show from like 5 to 7 or 6 to 8 or whatever it is this way, headline. And then it starts to be a little more these transformation interviews, or maybe like we pick other stories, because you just said, how do they decide? Mm-hmm. Well, Scott, channels, news stations, newsrooms decide based on people. We go, I like this story, I don't like this story. This story matters to me, it doesn't. Somebody needs to know this, they don't. This is how they do it, it's just people. Mm. So that's how we pick stories. And we have a finite time, just like we do on this podcast. And it's unfortunate, right? Because we only have an hour. Well, in the show, we only have an hour. 20 seconds, right? So you're always going, what is worth the viewer's time? So we're making these decisions, and I'm going, listen, how about we start shaping these things up? Like, I don't like the fact that like half of the news is done because it's cheap and easy with press releases, because Starbucks got new coffee cups. That's the news? That was 20 seconds, man. I could have done a better story. Like something that meant something to somebody. Like this great researcher that I know who died at Stanford, who was this happiness researcher. And I learned so much from him, and he changed my life. And his name was Dr. Doty. And he died. And that was an opportunity to do a 30-second or a minute story in the newscast. But the producers are like, no, nobody cares. There's a flood at Avexia. Let's cover that. Mm-hmm.
Or Starbucks has a new cup.
Starbucks has a new cup. So I go, so I'm giving these ideas, and I'm like on fire. Because I think everything's brilliant. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's expand. And he goes, yeah, we could do this and maybe shape the show. And I'm getting very encouraged. And it's something only I could do, because I'm where I am in life, and I am an anchor, and I've been there a long time, and I have all this longevity, and I add value. So he says, great. Let's come back, and we're going to talk about your contract, and we'll make a new one. And we'll do all these ideas, and we're going to knock it out of the park. And I said, great. I went away to Peru on vacation, which was amazing, to like evolve more. And when I got back, and they said, okay, so your contract is coming up, which means the old contract, which was exactly more of the same for 27 years, you want a new contract. I said, yeah, so notify me of that. I said, great, I'd do that. So then they said, okay, we're ready to talk to you. And I came in and I said, well, can I have my agent there? Because it's about my role, and we got to figure things out. And, contracts are a big deal, and you have to sign them, and they're about money and roles and shit. Oh, no. We're just going to shoot the shit, and like, we want to create. Okay, cool. I go into the office like this. It was a little table. There's two of them, my news director, my GM, and me. And they go, okay, so now my heart is beating in a bad way, because I felt so, okay. So they said, here's what we want to do. You're not going to anchor the morning news. You're not going to be on TV, period, Channel 4, Kron, ever. You're done. Our offer is that you come in once a week on Friday, and we have this digital app that you can only see on Roku, Fire, Amazon Stick, whatever, on your TV. It's digital content. And we have this podcasting room. And they go, what your new job will be is you're not an employee, you're a, what do you call it?
Contractor?
Freelancer, yeah, whatever. And we'll pay you 6 hours a week. And on Friday, you're going to come in on Friday for 6 hours. And you're going to create your amazing message you want to tell people by yourself somehow in 6 hours. And by the way, one of those hours is going to be spent. The first hour is you're going to hang with other anchors on this thing, and we got to just talk about like the news or whatever. And then the other 5 hours, you can just figure out how you want to, whatever you want to do.
That's crazy.
And I was like, so much went through my mind. I was like, okay, so now at my oldest, wisest, best self with the biggest audience ever. I understand I'm high paid. That's something, okay, that I can't, right? You're a businessman. So now I get it. And I go, I'm just a fucking idiot. Because a business, Scott, I am not a business person.
Right.
A business is a business.
So do you feel they were leading you on? Did they change their mind? Are they?
I don't feel. I know that they have a pattern, as all news does, Scott. Like you just said, who makes these decisions? What are they doing and why? They're putting on the cheapest, prettiest product they can. Okay. Youngest, right? So if I'm old and I'm expensive, those are two things that don't go well with a business plan, right? They don't, Scott. They don't. We can get AI or somebody, we can train that's 25 or 30 or 35. They don't make much money. They've got lots of longevity. They look young. They do what we say.
Yeah.
They just spit out the straight.
So do you think you would be sitting in that seat with your GM and the producer if you didn't tell them your ideas, what you wanted to do?
Absolutely.
So it's,
no,
because it sounds like they were intimidated by what you wanted to do.
No,
They weren't going to renew your contract, were they? Or were they?
See, it's the money and it's the age. You're exactly right, because would I be sitting there? I was about to say yes, and then I realized no. I wouldn't be sitting there if it weren't for what I told them, because they said immediately when I went, whoa, I want my regular job because I want to be on TV and I'm doing a lot of good and I still have a contract and I could just renew that same contract. So you're exactly right. I went, whoa, you didn't like the idea.
Right.
Okay, let's just go back to me doing what I was doing in the format.
That was the route.
And they said,
that was the route.
They said that was their chance to get out.
Yeah.
Because they said in that meeting, he was like, well,
Sound like a douchebag.
he goes, no, well, listen, I'm just going to we're a business. I don't want to assign, but
pejoratives.
So they said, oh, you want that job? Okay, here's a $50,000 pay cut.
Oof.
And by the way, from now on, you'll be working for us year to year. And the severance that you've earned from 30 years, like you earn severance every week, that goes away. So now we have a new contract with $50,000 pay cut and no severance in the future. And now you're our worker. And I was like, I saw the
what just happened, right? What the fuck just happened?
What the fuck just happened? What happened is I'm not a savvy person. Business-wise, I'm this pie in the Scott, you know me,
but
right?
Your partner is. Was he involved in any of these?
No. This is just. Oh, you mean Scooter? Yeah. Yeah.
Did you give him a chance to weigh in?
He. I mean, look, there was no. As
it was a tsunami, man.
See, and as you said,
it was a tsunami.
They knew what they were doing.
100%. Yeah. You gave him the out. You shook the tree, and
they said, God damn it!
She's making the noise.
But I don't know this. I'm a fucking idiot.
So, to your point is, what's next? See,
okay,
now look at you.
So let's deal with what happened. I'm fucked. I'm still arguing. You can't. Part of me says it happened, and I just move on and I accept it. Another part of me goes, and this is the thing I'm dealing with right now. Another part of me says, do I just allow companies to go, we want the cheapest product, we want young people because they're cheap and because they look young.
Well,
and
they definitely don't want seasoned people that voice their opinion, that can do a better job, so they're going to contain you and say, we're going to reduce your salary now if you want to stay with us.
Right.
We're not going to fire you, but this is your new contract, and you're going to be like, fuck you.
Well, they're not going to fire you because with me, they have to pay you severance.
Right.
See, there's all these technical
but they're going to reduce your pay.
Correct. And I don't want so I say, do I accept it because I'm a Buddha? And I go, all right, they fucked me. They fired me because I was old. They fired me because
Again,
if
douchebag.
you take away all of the voices that have got to where I am, and you wind up with 30-year-olds, you wind up with the product, Scott, that you just talked about. And that never changes.
Right.
And their bottom line gets better.
And their bottom line gets better. So do I let them do that and go, I'm a Buddha, I'll be okay, which I will, and just move on with my life? Or do I try to go for what I see as just and fair and honorable for me like say my severance and the fact that they fucked me. And for you, the viewer, right? So you're going, wait a minute, if they just keep eliminating old people who are wiser or smarter and want to like add value and want to, because of where they are in life, see things differently and do a different interview. If we eliminate that, then when you turn on your TV, that's not there. So do I try to, sorry, let me get a drink. Do I try to, and I think my answer has been yes at this point. Like literally, I'm supposed to talk to my attorney again on Tuesday. Because he's like, you know, you should sue them. They're not giving you severance, which was guaranteed in the contract. They fired you because you're oldest. And by making them be accountable, it's possible that all the other people who I saw happening over the years, but I was young. I replaced a person, you know, when I was 30, I replaced a 45-year-old, and she ended up going away. Marty and Isabel, our weekend anchors, were gray. They ended up going away. Gary Radnich ended up going away. Pam Moore ended up retiring. Ken Wayne went away. All these older voices, if they keep going away in the name of don't shake things up, you're too old, you're too expensive, right? You're like, then where do we go? And AI, by the way, because soon, you know, you can do all this stuff with AI.
Yeah, there'll be AI news anchors for sure.
Oh, there already are. They're AI, yes. And so there's AI. So if we just do the bottom line, and I'm always looking at Scott when I say that, I'm sorry because I know you're a business guy, but like, is that really helping people that then turn on the TV that are looking for connection and a way to make their life better? And my answer is no. And so I can't, you
There's
guys,
so many concepts here that we're running out of time. I don't want to get
but that's
too far into the bashing of.
No,
I mean, from an ethical standpoint, you need to do what's right. You need to protect yourself if they broke contracts or anything like that. Obviously,
but what about from the bigger picture of
the bigger picture?
What
Is,
I have to offer?
Some would argue that the free market sort of dictates people will tune into what they want to tune into, and so you could argue that the reason these shows exist and the reason mindless younger people are doing this thing is because that's what people want.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
But to me, I look at you and say, what's the opportunity? Wisdom, audience, passion, and resourced.
Yeah.
Go do your own thing, man. Make it happen. And do it quickly because you got momentum still on your side. Yes, go take care of what you're supposed to from an ethical standpoint.
I love that article that came out.
Yeah.
That came out
You guys
about you.
okay, so you're right. So then we
You
come
got
back.
to jump in now. And then let's talk about Wake Up with Darya. So tell us about that a little bit because
So-
we're going to have to wrap up.
So the second that I realized I was being let go, they literally gave me my last day and I was like, oh my God, I'm not a techie. Oh my God, I don't have a plan. Oh my God, what am I doing? Literally, It was like the day before I go, okay, I'm thinking about my life of awakening. This is what I do in my private time. like my real life, not on anchoring. And I was like, well, people have been waking up with me on TV and I'm awakening and I want to wake people up.
Yep.
So I talked to my friend and I said, can you get me like a YouTube channel? How about Wake Up with Darya? I was like, this much thought went into it. And so we made it all one word, Wake Up with Darya. And he got me, because it's free. You can do this on YouTube. So I got this thing. But Scott, to your point, like there's nothing on it really. I mean, I think I know that I want to do like you said. I deal with reality, and my reality is I no longer work at Kron. My reality is also that all things are possible, that everything's meant to happen, so this was meant to happen. So I never say, fucking douchebag, right? I just go,
because had they said,
me.
yes, all right, we'll take you back, we'd be having 10 years from now having the same freaking conversation.
Totally, Scott, I would be
And you wouldn't have any more money in the bank because you would have spent it all, and
Scott.
And society would not be better off.
And so thank you, Kron.
Yeah.
No, but I feel
Exactly.
that way, Scott. And so that's a function of how I see things, though, because I could just as easily see them the other way.
Totally, 100%.
And
Goes back
you're-
full circle to the beginning of the
To what
podcast.
we just talked about. So that's where I am.
So we can help you. In fact, our producer would probably love to maybe help you. I mean, it's her and her partner that got this. I mean, this was just an idea. We're not techies. I don't know how the camera works.
I need you back in my bedroom.
How am I going to get back in your bedroom?
Yeah, man.
But as somebody who knows and spent a lot of time with you, you have so much wisdom. You're a deep thinker, and you want to help people. Make it happen.
Okay, so what do I do with that? You're right. No, but I'm resistant.
Get a camera, get a backdrop,
okay.
Start filming, put it on YouTube, and then figure it out from there.
You're right.
Get people watching this podcast and watch this thing excel. This is what's going to propel you to make you do it.
You guys, I have this resistance though in doing anything for a reason, because I no longer, when I let go of that job and I was like, okay, this is my new place in life, I have no more goals. I have no more deadlines. I don't have to get up at 3 a.m. I don't have to, I lived my life by the second.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to create, I had to do something. Everything was for a reason. I made the show so you'd watch. I made the show, like you just said, consumerism, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's what people buy. But now I don't want to do anything that's for any other reason. I want to do it for me to wake up, because everything I do that helps me wake up helps everybody else I touch in the world, whether it's in your bedroom, on a podcast, or personally out to dinner. Mm-hmm. So the question becomes, I don't want that Wake Up with Darya to be this another, I don't know, thing that I'm creating for a reason.
Then put that on the shelf and just get a camera and get a TikTok account and just start talking.
And follow your passion. This is your passion.
Just start talking. Just start talking.
Yeah.
And see where the voices take you.
Scott, I never stop.
I know.
and
have intention behind your talking.
But that's another thing, is my message was to listen, not to talk, Scott. Right?
Well, now it's your time to talk. You've been listening for 30 years. Now it's time to talk.
Listening to people tell you what to say. And you change that narrative at the same time.
But see, you just switched my perspective there too, because I thought when I got the message I'm supposed to listen, that I wasn't supposed to do this anymore.
But Darya,
saying,
you'll text me and you say, I just spent 45 minutes on the Stairmaster and I just did a 45-minute stream of consciousness. You're channeling, all of this wisdom is coming to you now. Don't you have a book that you want to write also?
Yes.
Yeah, let the voices through. You need to break through the dam that's holding back your voices. I have the same problem, right? And this podcast is helping me. We just made this happen. Thank you, Megan. We just made this happen.
Call out to Megan.
But I have my version of what you want to do as well.
So, whereas I'm seeing it as, I'm supposed to be silent and listen.
You can too.
Means speaking.
Listening to your own wisdom.
Case.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're putting yourself out there.
Which I have never done, because I'll read a script, but I won't talk like this.
In the first 5 minutes, you just told Scott and I that at 16, your mom went. And
right.
That's a very deep, personal
thing.
And that was beautiful that you were just willingly just announce that. There's something there with you. You got to open. You're going to be cracked open real soon. You're already doing it. By you being on our podcast, I didn't think you were going to come on.
Really?
Yeah, I was 50-50 with you.
You know what? 2 days ago, I didn't have a voice. My voice was going away, and so I
wasn't sure.
I knew you were going to come on. I wasn't going to let her say no.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what we were going to talk about, and we really went some interesting places. I see more segments if you're open to doing more segments with us.
Well, I see. You guys are going to make me cry, because
Wake Up with Darya.
I feel like you're telling me.
It sounds right.
You guys are giving me a message that I didn't want to talk.
There's a lot inside of you, man. You're not about your story. You're talking about. You're done talking about what you're hearing, what to say.
What to say.
Right.
What the topic is.
You're done regurgitating.
I'm done regurgitating. Okay.
You're done regurgitating.
Okay, I'm done regurgitating. You're right. Because that's what the news does, and that's why I'm so like I get. Ooh, don't tell me to talk, because I feel that coming on. Like I don't want to regurgitate.
So Darya, I've had so many amazing conversations as a Vexia with you, and
we have. I know. Whether in the hall or
the wisdom that you provide, that Buddha that you provide. It's just, for me at least, you're very easy to talk to, but you have a lot of wisdom that comes out of that.
And you're curious, and that's where the listening is going to come in.
Good conversation.
You have so much to say, but you're infinitely curious. That's what I love about you.
But you guys,
you don't have any predetermined necessary. You're open to whatever the conversation or knowledge path goes.
Okay, so that's the problem, is I have nothing to say until I hear it from you. See what I mean? Like it's a vacuum. We are just viewing.
Yeah.
News goes one way. It's not a two-way conversation.
So people that are going to listen to this podcast and they see you, they're going to say, you should open up. They're going to say, Darya, wake up with Darya. That's going to be a thing. You're going to hear it like what I've heard with my opening up. People are going to say, you need to do that podcast. You're going to hear this.
Just talk to you guys. Just talk to my friends. Just talk to people.
But it's going to come to you because they're going to hear this one and they're going to back it and say they're going to push you to do it.
All right, so what we're
right.
going to do is we're going to do a segment 2 with Darya.
Okay,
and we're gonna
what are we going to do?
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Can we do a wake up with Darya with you guys?
We can do one. We can try it. Let's try it.
Well, then it's your podcast. See what I'm saying?
We don't have to figure it out in this moment.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you're going to come on.
I like to solve everything
You're going
right
to come
now.
on. We have to wrap up.
Okay.
Darya, we love you. Oh my God, who had any idea where this was going to go?
Authenticity, man. This is why we're doing this podcast.
This is good.
This is good.
I
You
can't wait
guys,
to
we
watch
solved
this
all
one.
of my problems in literally an hour. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot believe it.
Thank you.
Feels good, right?
Yeah.
If you see Darya in the club, come up and say hi. But make it after you work out because the conversation might last a long time.
Wake the fuck up. Can I put a fuck in there? Wake the fuck up with Darya?
No, don't do that. Yeah.
Just wake up with Darya.
All right, it is a wrap. Thank you, darling. We appreciate you so much.
Bye.
You're awesome.
Bye. Bye.
That is a wrap. So,
All right.
what do you think?
I don't know, man.
I'll have to wait on that one.
What the fuck
I need to
do
go
we
take a
have?
nap.
Wake up with Darya tomorrow.
Tune in next time for the next exchange.
See you later.